Okay, the next one on our list is E67. E67 asks us to calculate the missing information for each of the following independent cases. They give us cases A through D. And then they give us some items that we can say are listed in the cost of goods sold equation. Okay. I've listed for you out here the cost of goods sold equation. It starts with beginning inventory, add net purchases. In chapter 7, we'll talk about what the net means to this, okay? But for now, you can probably think of it as add purchases. That gives us cost of goods available for sale. So CGAFS, cost of goods available for sale. Remember, CGS is cost of goods sold. If we subtract from the cost of goods available for sale the items that we did sell, cost of goods sold, it gives us ending inventory. We could just as easily change this instead to be subtract out ending inventory, and it would give us cost of goods sold. Either way, doesn't matter, it would work either way. All right? So using this equation, we can solve for the missing items that we have here. The first one says, A, beginning inventory is 100, purchases are 300, I'm sorry, 700, cost of goods sold are 300. Find the ending inventory. Ending inventory in this instance would be our 500. If we calculate this, beginning inventory was 100, purchases were 700. That gives us cost of goods available for sale is 800. It tells us that we sold 300. So we subtract those out, we get 500. Right? And that's what we put here for ending inventory. The next part that it asks us to calculate is shrinkage. Shrinkage is a comparison from the perpetual inventory system, which is what we're comparing here, to what we actually count. Okay? So here's what we had based upon our calculation. Okay? But now we want to compare to what we physically go back and count. Like if we sold erasers and we went back and actually counted these, right? And we found that instead of having 500 erasers or $500 worth of erasers, instead we counted 420. So our shrinkage would be 500 minus the 420, which would be our 80. Okay? Follow the same procedure for the rest of them. The next instance, it tells us that we have beginning inventory of 200, purchases of 800, ending inventory of 150. In this instance, and I want you to know probably on the last problem, you should probably reverse these. I told you how you could have it either way. The last problem we were solving for ending inventory, so this would have been cost of goods sold here, and then this would have equaled ending inventory. But in this next problem, it's reversed the opposite way. So in this next problem here, instead we want to solve for cost of goods sold. So we'll replace our numbers here. Beginning inventory again was 200, purchases were 800. So 200, 800 gives us 1,000 available for sale. Okay? Then our ending inventory is given to us at 150, which leaves us with our cost of goods sold here of 850. The second part asks us to calculate shrinkage. When we compared this 150, because when we calculate shrinkage, we're looking at ending inventory. Okay, we're looking at ending inventory. So when we compare the 150 per the calculation to the count, which was 150, we find that our shrinkage is 0. So 850 for cost of goods sold, shrinkage 0. On C tells us, it gives us all the information except for the ending inventory is counted, but it tells us that our shrinkage is 10. Well, if the ending inventory that we have calculated was 450, and our shrinkage was 10, meaning that we actually had 10 less than what we calculated, right? We must have had 440. And on the last one, for D, it tells us beginning inventory was 260. So let's switch these around real quick. it then tells us they don't know the purchases, but they know the cost of goods sold was $650. So let's switch this guy out real quick too. Say cost of goods sold and ending inventory here. Cost of goods sold was $650. So we had something here that we subtracted $650 from to get us to ending inventory of $210. Working our way backwards, if we take $210 plus $650, that has to get us $860, right? And then if we take $860, this is what this plus this had to give us, was $860. We can find out that $860 minus the $260 is $600, right? So purchases are $600. In terms of shrinkage, we compare the ending inventory that we calculated, which was $210, to the ending inventory that was counted, which was $200. Again, we're left with $10 on our shrinkage. If you have any questions, please let me know.